everybody. Thanks for joining the SRS podcast, Listening In. Strategic Risk Solutions is the leading independent insurance company manager within the captive insurance space. And today, joining us is Wendy Dine. Wendy is part of our SRS Benefits Partner Team. Thanks for joining us, Wendy.
My pleasure.
So why don't you start with giving us a little bit of background about your, how you've come to SRS and then SRS Benefit Partners.
Great. And thank you for having me. My career started back in the early 90s, and I actually started in sports and entertainment marketing.
Wow.
So how does one even get to insurance from there?
That was my next question.
Right. So my friends were all moving to New York City. I wanted to move to New York City, and I was offered an opportunity in the sports insurance sector, doing both program administration and program management for professional sports team insurance programs. With that same company, I was also able to start getting into the medical stop loss space. They were a managing general underwriter, and I started working in that space and ended up being director of operations for them. After that, I spent a short tenure with a large insurance agency and was offered an opportunity to join SRS back in 2012. And I like being with an entrepreneurial firm. I like the smaller, nimble firm, and I love what they were doing in the captive space. So I was really excited to join.
Excellent. So that actually brings me to my next question. So SRS has been around for quite a while, for more than 25 years. And Brady Young, our CEO, is very well known and recognized in the captive insurance space in the marketplace. SRS Benefit Partners, give me a little bit of a breakdown as to the history there. Because when I look back over the years of SRS, we've been in this space for a while now. So what's the push now with Benefit Partners? Like, where is that coming from? And how is that going to be different than what SRS has been doing thus far?
Sandra, you're absolutely right. So SRS has been in the employee benefit space since the early 2000s and really was one of the pioneers involved with captive writing ERISA benefits in their captive and requiring the Department of Labor process. And that was over 20 years ago, and we still manage that captive today. So that's really where SRS got their start in the employee benefit space. What we found over time, a lot of clients wanted to look at writing medical stop loss in their captive. Large companies that were familiar with their self-insured health plans knew that they could probably procure stop loss in their captive more efficiently and effectively than reaching out to the commercial market. From there, I joined in 2012, we started to see a growth in the group captive space, and that's really for small and mid-sized employers pooling together. We developed, implemented, and handle ongoing captive management for over 45 of those programs. Benefit Partners started last August because we really saw a need for open group medical stop loss programs, group employee benefit programs for broker partners that maybe didn't want to go into the larger programs, didn't want to structure their own, and needed a partner to be able to handle the program management for them. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. So that's really where everything evolved over time. So it's been over 20 years of getting to where SRS Benefit Partners is today.
Exactly. Because when we say that SRS Benefit Partners has started in 2023, yes, technically, but not really.
Right. We have a lot of experience in this space.
Exactly. So if I kind of look at it as SRS has been in this space for a very long time, now we have a name to it.
That's right.
So on that note, if I were to put you in that, proverbial elevator, give me the 2-minute, this is SRS Benefit Partners and what it does and why it's important. Why should somebody want to talk to us about that?
So SRS Benefit Partners is really an employee benefits captive program manager. And why do we do that? Brokers know their clients as employers really well. We know the engagement and the member experience and the reporting that is required on the group captive side. So merge us together. We're supporting brokers and their employer clients, and we know how to handle the captive member experience. What does that mean? We're doing a lot of data analytics and bringing solutions to the overall membership, not on a per employer basis. We're also able to share all the captive reporting. We want the groups to be able to learn from each other and have that member experience. And a broker may not be able to, they often don't bring all of their clients together. They look at their clients individually, and we want to bring the experience together. And that's really where Benefit Partners plays a significant role. We know our stop loss carrier partners. We know the quoting process. We know how to quote both a captive layer and a stop loss layer. So we really bring a lot of expertise to our broker partners. And that's what we're doing. Better partners, better solutions is our slogan, and we believe in that.
That's amazing. Yes, definitely. Because it sounds like somebody who knows that the captive management space could be a solution, but maybe doesn't know enough to kind of carry that conversation. So it sounds like Benefit Partners is exactly that, a partner that can help to aid in those conversations.
Exactly. And the beauty of, working with SRS Benefit Partners is we're also working side by side with our captive management team. So we know, we can work in conjunction with them, and it's all under one entity to be able to bring everything to our broker clients and ultimately their employer clients.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like kind of keeping everybody talking and communicating. That seems like that's a huge portion, a huge piece of this, what otherwise might be a little bit of a complex puzzle.
Absolutely. Otherwise, it feels like you're siloed and you're not self-insuring on your own can be very intimidating, even when you have a good consultant. We're allowing this to open up to a larger group so that everyone can hear whether it's each other's war stories and how to resolve for them, or hearing success stories and being able to implement it into your own self-insured health plan.
Yeah, and I think that's great. It's always nice to have somebody that you can go to ask for their experience or, how did this work for you? So I feel like that sort of collective and collaboration aspect of it is great.
Absolutely.
So I think you've kind of answered what my next question was going to be. But so, I mean, it was ideally, who do you want to reach? Who should SRS Benefit Partners speak with? And making sure that it benefits them. What makes it worthy of their time? So I would say it's probably broker.
It is absolutely brokers and consultants who are looking for a solution. Again, maybe they've tried other solutions or they're looking to diversify. Are there other captive programs, successful captive programs out there? Absolutely. We want to be able to offer, and we think we differentiate ourselves from some of the programs out there. And we want to be a great alternative solution to our broker partners and their employer clients. We also offer some consultants or brokerage firms are ready to take a program on their own, but they want to they want to be in that broker role. And so we can complement what they're doing and allow them to have their own program and become a partner and be able to offer our services to their specific program, close to their clients. So those are really two avenues that we're taking with our approach, and open programs for brokers who want to start, putting business in, or for brokers who know they have the capacity to form their own, then we're offering that partnership with them.
Yeah, and I think that's great because that goes back to, one of the true testaments of SRS in that we provide education so that people can take action. So I think that that's wonderful that you have sort of two avenues that somebody could go in terms of the partnership. And again, collaboration, like that's the best word I can think of to describe kind of how this will work. So that's awesome. I love the highlight. I consider this kind of a highlight reel of SRS Benefit Partners. But what's a focus that you're currently on right now in terms of, is there an event coming up this year that you plan on attending? Are you meeting with different people and folks within the industry? What's happening at the moment?
Our business development consultants are out meeting with brokers every day. So a lot of, quite a bit of travel, as well as, virtually meeting with them. We're looking at employer prospects daily and working on that for two programs that we offer. We're also meeting with broker partners who are launching their own programs and are excited about that. So, and we do believe education is important. So, oftentimes you'll talk to someone and they assume that every captive program looks and feels the same way. Offering education so that they have a better understanding of what to look for and what differentiates programs is really important to us. So we'll continue to offer that education. We look at cost containment vendors and want to be able to introduce those solutions to our clients as well. So those are really important educational factors and items that we're considering and doing. And we'll always continue with the webinars. We certainly have some speaking engagements, whether it's with a large group of brokers. I'm doing a couple of captive conferences coming up in the coming months. So we're always making sure that people are aware that we're available and we can offer our services to them.
That's great. And I mean, it's funny that you say it. I've been in this role within strategic risk solutions for just a little over 2 years now. And I had no idea what captive insurance was until I started here. And the first thing that I learned was, if you've seen one captive, you've seen one captive. And I've not forgotten that. So that is a Brady Young quote straight from the CEO.
I think mine was a Mike O'Malley quote, but it's definitely one that has stuck with me throughout since my first days at SRS.
Yep. One of them wrote it down on a whiteboard somewhere, and I bet you it's still there. So I think that that's great. It sounds like Benefit Partners is definitely up and coming in terms of what it's going to do for the marketplace. And I love that it remains true to the SRS brand, and that it's educational. We're making sure that, the brokers have what they need to provide to their clients, what they need, and kind of working together on that. So I love the collaborative effort. I love the educational aspects of it. And I think that Benefit Partners is something that could be really lucrative for having that alternative solution. Thank you so much for joining us. And we so appreciate you taking the time out to explain this to not just us from the marketing perspective, but to everybody. What I will say is, if anybody listening would like to learn more about SRS Benefit Partners, you can feel free to meet us, give us a call. You can visit us on our website at www.strategicrisks.com/SRS Benefit Partners. Wendy, thank you so much. If anybody wants to reach out to Wendy, feel free to shoot us a message and we can put you in contact with her as well.
Thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate the time.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to you again soon. Everybody, have a great day.
Thank you.